Radhe Radhe. We have Sushri Gopeshwari Devi ji today giving us a pravachan, and let me give a brief intro. Sushri Gopeshwari Devi ji is a very senior sannyasi preacher of our worldwide organization, Jagat Guru Kripalu Parishad. Didi ji was born in Fiji in a very devotional family and later on moved to New Zealand. She has been associated with Jagat Guru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj from a very young age and studied all the Hindu scriptures and devotional music under his direct guidance. She took sannyas to become a preacher in the year 1985. She has been delivering spiritual discourses and conducting devotional intensives in various countries throughout the world, such as Australia, Fiji, Germany, France, England, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Dubai, and of course United States for over 30 years. Didi ji holds master's degree, one master's degree I believe in philosophy, am I correct Didi? And then a law degree from Rajasthan University in India. She is, as we'll find out, she is a very powerful, vibrant and passionate speaker. Didi ji combines deep knowledge of our holy scriptures with simple analogies and humorous anecdotes. I request you again, once upon, to please listen to her lecture very attentively, and please switch off your phone or put them in vibration mode. Now, as a token of our respect to Didi ji, I request Radhika from Switzerland to offer a garland to her.
बोलिए लाडली लाल की जय, श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय. My most humble pranams to each one of you, dear devotees. Indeed, you all are extremely fortunate and greatly blessed to be present in such a divine abode, Radha Madhav Dham, seated in front of God and Guru, enjoying the divine, nectarine, blissful chants plus talks. Doing Shravan Bhakti, Kirtanam Bhakti to strengthen your Sumiran Bhakti, your devotional remembrance of the Lord. Since we are already handpicked by the Supreme Almighty Lord to be in satsang here, why not make the most of it? Let us all fold our hands in the prayer mode. Take a good look at the divine form of the Lord, God and Guru placed on the altar. Capture the form of the Lord in your minds. Make him seated in your hearts. Close your eyes. Remembering the divine form of the Lord that is doing Roop Dhyan, we all shall pay our most humble obeisance at the divine lotus feet of our Supreme Divine God and Guru, and then we shall proceed further with the program this evening. Mannathah Shri जगन्नाथो मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा कृपालु गुरवे नमः। गुरु राराधनादिश्च गुरु परमदैवतं गुरो परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। आनन्दमानन्दकरप्रसन्नं प्रेमस्वरूपं ब्रजभावयुक्तं योगीन्द्रमीड्यं भवरोगवैद्यं गुरुं कृपालुं प्रणमामि नित्यम्। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तग्वंहादेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। आनंद कंद सच्चिदानंद श्री कृष्ण चंद्र चरणारविंद मकरंद मिलिंद महानुभाव, the blessed souls eternal and divine. Let us all chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord for a few minutes. I'll be chanting through this particular pad. Please, can you pass the papers around? It's a pad Sankirtan Vyakhya that I'm going to do today. It's Bal Krishna Madhuri from Premras Madhira, pad number 58, if you've got Premras Madhira books. Kanha tum mangat kaiso daan. कैसो मांगत कैसो दान कान्हा तुम मांगत कैसो मांगत कैसो दान कान्हा तुम 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 मांगत कैसो
दान कान तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान तुम
It's a very beautiful Prem Ras Madhura Bal Krishna Madhuri Leela described by our beloved Gurudev Jagat Guru Sri Kripaluji Mahaprabhu. It helps immensely in doing Roop Dhyan as well, and also in understanding the divine philosophy, especially the speciality of Gopi Prem. Here, you can see, or you can read, that there is a very sarcastic remark passed by someone to someone. Kaiso mangat dan kanhatum. So the one to whom the sarcastic remark is being passed to is Kanha. Who's Kanha? Supreme Almighty Lord Sri Krishna. And who is passing this sarcastic remark to Shyam Sundar? A gopi. In Barsana, there is Sakri Khor. Sakri Khor, Gali, also known as Galley, and very much known as alley over here. So in Barsana, in Sakri Khor, a gopi was out selling yogurt. All by herself, she was alone. And there appears Shyam Sundar. And he is, according to this pad, the very first line, asking for charity, for alms, for donation, for dan. The gopi retorts, saying, "What kind of alms are you asking for? Dan are you asking for?" Krishna says, "What do you mean? Dan is dan. Dan is dan. Dan means charity, alms. Charity is charity. What do you mean by saying what kind of dan I am asking for?" Let's try to understand a little bit about this gopi. See, the one whom this gopi is questioning, what kind of dan are you asking for? Is the Sarva Shaktiman, Sarva Surhit, Sarva Niyanta, Sarva Eshwar, Sarva Drishta, Supreme Brahm, the omnipotent, omniscient, almighty, the one who is the supreme controller, the supreme governor. Shyam Sundar, Sri Krishna, is the one whom this gopi is questioning, what kind of dan are you asking for? What kind of alms are you asking for? And what about this gopi? Who is she? She is the Nitya Siddh gopi. Parikar, Sahachari. In other words, eternal associate of Radha Krishna in Golok. So she is Golok Avatari, descended from Golok on this earth planet. So she is a Golok Gopi, and these two are Nitya Siddh Gopi, a Parikar. Now in this Gopis category, they are Nitya Siddh Gopis and they are Siddh Gopis. Listen to me very carefully and very attentively. The Nitya Siddh Gopis are the eternal Parikar Sahacharis, associates, Parshads of the Supreme Almighty Lord in Golok. They never ever came under Maya. They are jivas. They are jivas. Jiva Shakti Vashishta Brahma Ansha. They are jiv. But they are eternal parikars. Never ever they were attracted to Maya and pulled to Maya and came under Maya. Maya and these eternal parikars, the Nitya Siddh Gopis, have never met. Far away. Maya is from such gopis. And what about the Siddh Gopis? Siddh Gopis are also jivas who once came under Maya, realized, oh, this is not the place for me to be. This is not where I'm going to attain happiness, my ultimate goal. So they put in a lot of effort and did a lot of sadhana, devotional practice, tapa, and attained the grace of such Nitya Siddh saints, or saints, realized saints, and Godhead personality's grace got them to Golok. So these Siddh Gopis are also Golok Gopis. Now in both the Nitya Siddh Gopis and the Siddh Gopis, in both the classes, whether they're eternal associates or one day they attained God, both these gopis again have two classes. Anudha and Parodha. Don't get confused with the words, I'm going to explain the meaning. Swakiya and Parakiya Bhav Gopis. Anudha, they are Swakiya. Swakiya Gopis are Kanyas, single, They remain single, they never get married, unmarried gopis. And Parodha means Parakiya gopis, they got married. Even Nitya Siddha gopis, even the eternal associates like Lalita, Vishakha, these are Nitya Siddha gopis. So in Nitya Siddha class we have both Swakiya and Parakiya. Some remained unmarried and some got married. Sri Krishna got them to get married to the gops. The gops are the cowhead boys. These are also divine personalities. In order to teach us lessons on this earth planet, these great divine Nitya Siddha saints, Godhead personalities, they all do leelas. And they enact all the parts, all the roles. The role of the unmarried, the role of the married, everything. So don't get confused. We are talking of the divine phenomenon here, which comes down, descends on this earth planet of ours, and enacts all these leelas to teach us lessons. We get stuck and confused into thinking, huh? What? Why? How? So let not this intellect of yours analyze, intellectualize, or calculate. Just drink the nectar for once and then see the result. All your ifs and buts will be answered. Don't worry. So, in the Swakiya class and Parakiya class of Nitya Siddha gopis, we have those gopis who are married, Parakiya, and Swakiya, those gopis who are not married. And they are eternal associates. Again, in the Siddha gopis, we have both these classes as well. Siddha gopis. They are Swakiya and some are Parakiya. So in the Nitya Siddha gopis and in the Siddha gopis, we have both these, Swakiya and Parakiya. Again, in the Siddha class of gopis, who are they? The Nitya Siddha gopis are the eternal associates. Their seats are reserved, remember. Their seats are reserved. No one can get that seat or that position what the Nitya Siddha gopis have. In the divine Golok, all the gopis are Swakiya. It's when they come in this world. Then there is Swakiya plus Parakiya. Both the examples set for us worldly people to understand. So Nitya Siddha gopis, their seats are reserved. That's the highest class. And no jiv can ever enter into that class of position where Nitya Siddha gopis are. No matter how high, great one's bhakti, one's sadhana is, even then, no Raganuga Bhakta attaining Maharas, attaining Golok, can take the seat which is reserved for the Nitya Siddha. Every soul who attains Sri Krishna, who goes to Golok, will have to be in the seva of the Nitya Siddha gopis. We will all be sevaks, of the Nitya Siddh. So don't start to say, oh, I thought I will become one of Lalita, Vishakha, Nitya Siddh. Come on. Let's get rid of this ego of ours, this pride of ours, this I, that I want that position. You will get the highest position, what is reserved for the jivas, who through sadhana are going to go to Golok, the Siddh Mahapurushas. This seat we will get. But Nitya Siddh, that's it. These are eternal associates. Of course, the question doesn't even arise. And it shouldn't arise in our minds that, oh, I wanted to get that position. No, no. Where is your humbleness? You can't even reach Golok if you think like this. So these Sadhan Siddh gopis, they one day reached Golok, attained Sri Krishna, and sure enough, they're all in seva of the Nitya Siddh. And you and I, we all can become Siddh gopis. So now you are hopeful? Come on, smile, laugh, be happy. You can be Siddh. Oh yes, we can be Siddh. Of course, yes, we can be Siddh gopis if we do sadhana seriously, as revealed to us by a guru. So, these Siddh gopis, who are they? They are not Nitya, but who are they? Some are the Richas of the Vedas, and yet others are the Jivatmas, the souls of Bhim Vaikuntha. And yet the others are also the Paramahansas of Dandakaranya Ban, forest of Dandakaranya, when Sri Ramchandraji Bhagwan visited Dandakaranya Ban, those Paramahansas. And yet others are Agni Putras, the sons of Agni, fire. And yet some are Mithilapur gopis. So all this and some more, they are the Siddh Mahapurush. They are the Siddh gopis who through sadhana attained Siddhi. Attained Siddhi means attained perfect divine love and became gopis in Golok. Now, these Vedic Richas, these gopis, they are the Richas of the Vedas. They are also Siddh gopis I mentioned. How? See, there are some Vedic Richas which are known as Ananya Purvika, and there are others which are known as Anya Purvika. Ananya Purvika, Richas of the Vedas, like in Taittiriya Upanishad, verse number 2:1, states, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahm. They directly talk about Brahm. No inky pinky ponky. Directly they talk about Brahm. These are Ananya Purvika. Exclusively they talk about Brahm. And there are others, the Vedic Richas, who are Siddh gopis, who are known as Anya Purvika. They talk about Indra, Kubera, other Devatas as well, Varuna. So there are two kinds of Vedic Richas, so to say. Those who talk directly about Brahm, and the others who talk about the other Devis, Devatas as well. So the Vedic Richas who directly talk about Brahm and who sing the glories of Sri Krishna or Supreme Brahm in a very unconditional manner, these Vedic Richas have access because they fulfill the condition of Madhurya Bhav, Raganuga Bhakti, Tat Tat Bhavechhamai, Paramanishkam, unconditional, unselfish in their love, in their devotion, because these are the glories, these are the mantras that these Vedic Richas are chanting. Exclusive they are, Ananya Bhav, in their devotion to Supreme Brahma. So now you understand, I shouldn't go too much into the panditya of it, right? So now you all understand that who is this Sri Krishna is the supreme governor of this Golok. He is the Lord. Sarva Shaktiman Brahma. Of this Golok, he is the supreme governor. And this Gopi, she is from Golok. Her Lord, her governor, her beloved is Krishna. And she is a Nitya Siddha Parikar, lover in Golok. So this Gopi is passing this sarcastic remark to the Lord, to the beloved, to her governor, Shyam Sundar, Sri Krishna. What kind of dan, of alms, are you asking for? Because in Sakri Khor, in Barsana, this Gopi, when alone selling her yogurt, was on the way, then there appeared Shyam Sundar Sri Krishna and said, "Hey, Gopi, where are you going? Come on, stop. Stop. Give me some dan. And then you go. Give me alms of yogurt, and then you go." So the Gopi retorts, "Hey, Kana, on this earth, he is not God, huh? He is just a little child here." So the Gopi is saying, "Hey, what kind of dan are you asking for?" Krishna says, "What? What do you mean? Asking me in this manner, what kind of dan are you asking for? What kind of alms are you asking for? Charity are you asking for?" Charity means charity. Dan means dan. Don't you see I'm asking for dan? And that too, alms of yogurt. The Gopi says, "Look, what I mean to say is that there are two kinds of dan. Or rather, not two kinds of dan, but two ways of asking for dan. One, you beg as a beggar, and the other, you ask with authority." So I'm interested into knowing, what class do you fall in? Huh? As a beggar or with authority? So let's find out. Mangat kaiso dan kanha tum. Mangat dan deen bani bhikshuk. Mangat dan deen bani bhikshuk. भगत दान दीन बनी भिक्षुक
भागत दान दीन बनि भिक्षुक
तुम्हारे पूर अभिमान कान्ह तुम तुम्हारे
अभिमान कान तुम
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान कान्ह तुम
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान कान तुम
So one is asking for dan. Asking for dan, either with authority or whatever, asking for dan is basically begging. If you ask for something, you're a beggar. The gopis saying to Krishna. So basically, you're a beggar at this moment in front of me. So if you're a beggar, you should beg the way the beggars beg. I know in Golok you probably don't have any beggars, so you don't know how to beg. So that's why you say, hey, where are you going? Stop, give me dan. But see, you've come to this world, Mrityu Lok. So here you've got to learn how beggars beg. With humbleness in their heart, even if it is an act. But with humility, with humbleness, one should beg. In the world, don't people say, don't you all hear? अरे भैया एक पैसा दे दो तुम्हारा भला हो, जो दे उसका भी भला हो, जो ना दे उसका भी भला हो. अरे बाप, आप लोग क्यों हंस रहे हो? मुझे भी आता है दान मांगना. So in this world, people ask, please give me some money, give me a penny. You'd be blessed. Those who give will be blessed. Those who don't give will be blessed. This is, I'm repeating it, I'm saying it in English for those who don't understand. Hindi, you'd think that you missed out onto laughing. So Kanhaiya, the gopi, is saying to Krishna that you better learn how to beg. After all, you are a beggar, because asking for charity means begging. So what's the difference? No difference. Thus, beg with humbleness. But here you are begging, and that too with so much of arrogance. Nobody will give you dan this way. Who will give you alms, charity? Who would give you? Be it yogurt, but who would give you? Nobody. You know, these gopis, they can talk like this because this is the power and the speciality and the greatness of Gopi Prem. शेष गणेश महेश दिनेश सुरेश हु जाहि निरंतर ध्यावे, जाहि अनादि अनंत अखंड अछेद अभेद सुबेद बतावे। नारद से शुक व्यास रटे, पचिहारी तो पुनि पार न पावे। ताही अहीर की छोहरियाँ, छछिया भर छाछ पे नाच नचावे। ताही अहीर की छोहरियाँ, छछिया भर छाछ पे नाच नचावे। कान्हा ने कुइत तोआ गोविंद राधे, माखन का लोंदा दूंगी नाच दिखा दे, माखन के लोभ नाचे गोविंद राधे, मुख में दिखा के गोपी गाल में लगा दे, नाचो श्याम छाछ दूंगी गोविंद राधे, नाचे नाच अच्छा नहीं कहीं छाछ ना दे। राधा गोविंद गीत, couplet number 8333. Read it, enjoy it, drink the nectar. There is lot more in this. Doha number 8333. 8333 number Doha continues. So this way, this is Gopi Prem. When Shri Krishna comes on this earth, he gets tied down. The Mukti Data, the one who gives Mukti, liberates the souls. He himself is seeking for liberation. Because he is tied down by a rope. Gopis do this, Durdasha to him. And Maya Yashoda, Yashodaya sama kapi devata nasti bhutale, ulu khale yaya baddho muktido mukti michhati. Oh, Yashoda, who can be more fortunate than you? Which soul, which divine or material anywhere could be more fortunate than you? Supreme Brahma is crying and begging, Maya Yashoda, please untie me, please untie me. I'm holding my ears, sitting up and down, I will never do this again. Brahma is shedding tears in front of the Jiva. Yes. In front of the devotee, Siddha Mahapurush, yes. Vatsalya Prem. Yashoda Maya has tied Shri Krishna to the mortar. Ukhal. Aho chitram, aho chitram. Again, these gopis, they tie Shri Krishna. And they say to Shri Krishna, you wait a minute, I'm going to take you to Mother Yashoda now. This is the Durdasha happening. Yad baddham muktidam muktam. Shri Krishna's Leela is such. So this way, here, the gopis saying to Shri Krishna, you are saying to me in such an arrogant manner, with so much of arrogance in your heart, you are begging. You better learn how to beg and become humble. And if you humbly beg, you will get what you want. But if you are going to beg this way, then you're never going to get anything what you ask for or what you want. So learn the habits, learn the lessons, learn the true way of begging. After all, you are a beggar, begging for yogurt in alms. So then let's see what Krishna has to say. मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम,
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम,
जो काहू राधे जो कहू नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
कहूँ हो नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
जो कहूँ हाँ नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
कहूँ हो नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
कान सहित सम्मान कान्ह तुम दान सहित सम्मान
कान तुम
दान सहित सम्मान कान्ह तुम
दान सहित सम्मान कान तुम
So Krishna says, I'm not a beggar. I'm not here begging. I have come here to ask for the alms. And that too, yogurt in alms. And I am asking for this alms, for this charity, with my full right, my full authority, and with all my respect. So, I'm not a beggar, and I'm not begging like beggars do, because beggars don't have anything, and then they beg. Well, the gopi said, that's true. Beggars don't have anything and they beg. And when they beg humbly. Here you are begging, and you are begging with arrogance. I know. You have 900,000 cows at your place. Nanda and Yashoda have 900,000 cows. And liters and liters and liters of milk. Yogurt, chaach, dahi, buttermilk, cream. Everything is made out of it. And only 2 people in the house to eat and to enjoy. Krishna and Balram. Only 2 boys. But you are asking with so much of arrogance, and yet going alley to alley, gully to gully, begging for butter, buttermilk, yogurt. So this gopi is having this equal dialogue with Shyamsundar, because she is also from Golok, Nityasid, and Shri Krishna is the governor of Golok, so both the parties are very strong. So a strong, heated dialogue is going between the two. So Kanhaiya says, hey Gopi, listen to me. I'm not a beggar. Plus, I'm not asking with arrogance. I'm asking with my full right and my authority. Oh, the gopi says, your authority? What authority do you hold to ask for yogurt? Or what authority do you hold to go alley to alley, begging and asking for butter, buttermilk, all day long and every day? What kind of authority and right are you talking about? Krishna says, I'm talking about the authority like in the material world. In the material world, the government takes the tax. So people have to pay tax. And the government does not ask for the tax humbly. Yes. They hold authority and they hold the power, and they say you have to Now, this is the sales tax, this is the GST, this is the PST, this is this tax and that tax and corporate tax, and you have to pay. Now, people do all sorts of things to avoid paying too much tax, right? So who humbly goes to whom? The people humbly go to the government. So I am here to collect this tax like that government collects tax. So I hold authority. In the mind, Krishna thinks, the whole world is my creation, and you are calling me beggar. Even Brahma and Shiva come at my doorstep begging. But externally, he doesn't say this to this gopi, because he has to talk in a very crooked manner, just as the gopi is talking. So the Supreme Brahma is saying, I am asking with authority, so I am not begging. And it is not arrogance, it may seem like this, but the government, doesn't it ask for tax in the same manner? And if you do not pay the tax, then you have to pay the penalty for it, and then we go humbly asking and begging. Yes, the souls do, not the government. So I'm like that government with authority. That's how I'm saying. I'm asking with authority. Give me some charity, some alms. And I'm asking for only some yogurt, not much. The gopi says, wait a minute. The king of Braj is Kans. You are not the king of Braj. The government of Braj, Barsana, Vrindavan, Gokul, everywhere, the government is Kansa's government. He is the government. Kansa's government comprises of only Kans. So where do you come into the picture? And you are not Kansa's right-hand man or personal subject or servant here to collect the debts. Nothing to do with this. So how are you asking with authority? What kind of authority are you talking about? The gopi says, one thing I remember, yes. The gopi says, plus, you are not even Brahman to begin with. Brahmans are the only ones who have the right and the privilege to ask with authority for charity. Yeah, Maharaji used to ask with authority. He is a Brahman. They take and they give. You have seen how much Sri Maharaji has done by asking from us and then putting it in our seva. Very few Brahmins are like this, who would ask and then put it in the seva for the society, for the welfare of mankind. Yes. But this is the true manner. And this is the authority given to the Brahmins to ask. But you are not a Brahman that you are saying you are asking with authority. It's your full right to ask. And you are not even Kshatriya to begin with, you know. You are Vaish, cowhead boy. Vaish, their business is grazing cows, milking cows, selling butter, milk, all this. So, Ahir Jati, Vaish. Shyam Sundar could have given a very good reply. You know, all this caste, they have all come from, after all, from Sri Krishna himself. How? Sri Krishna's son is Brahma, Brahma's son is Manu, and Manu's children are Manushya, human beings. And we human beings, if we are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, where have we all come from? Be it Brahman or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra. We've all come from Manu. Manu the Brahman, or Manu the first man. And Manu's father is Brahma. And Brahma's father is Krishna. So we all ultimately come from Krishna. So which Brahman, which Kshatriya, which Vaishya, and which Shudra? What caste? What difference? We all come from Paramananda, the Supreme Personality. So be it Brahman, be it Kshatriya, be it Vaishya or Shudra. What difference does it make? Yeah, it is stated that the Brahmins came in Purush Sukt, it's stated that Brahmins came from the mouth of Brahma, Kshatriyas came from the bhuja, from the arms of the Lord God. Brahmins came from the mouth of God, Kshatriyas came from the bhujas, from the limbs, from the arms of God, and the Vaishya came from the thighs of God, and the Shudras, they came from the soul of the divine lotus feet of God, which Mahalakshmi always serves eternally. Does seva too. So be it the divine lotus feet, what is bad in that? And what is bad in the Shudras? I could have gone more and more and more and more. The clock is saying, come on, you stop. So I'm stopping. No, I won't. I'll finish this pad. I'll fast forward everything. So, yes, if you were a Brahman, then you could have asked. But Krishna could have said that, yes, I am a Brahman, and I'm a Kshatriya as well, and I'm Vaishya, and I'm Shudra. He is all four. This philosophy, let's leave it till Janmashtami. So, if you are saying that you are asking with authority, then what authority do you really hold? If you were a Brahman, I could say yes. If you were the king, then I could say. If you were the king's subject here, asking for the alms, then I could have said, okay, yes. But what kind of authority you are saying you are asking? The alms, the charity with. मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
तो सुनु ऐसो दान द्विजन कहाँ तो
सुनो ऐसो दान
द्विजन कहाँ तुम यादव जग जान कान तुम यादव जग जान कान तुम ग्रहण समान हित दान मांग जो ग्रहण समान हित दान
मांग जो
ज्योतिर्विद उन्मान कान्ह तुम ज्योतिर्विद उन्मान
कान्ह तुम
ज्योतिर्विद उन्मान कान्ह तुम
ज्योतिर्विद उन्मान कान्ह सुन.
So immediately Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Mahaprabhu goes to Shyamsundar Krishna because he's in trouble now. He got very nervous when the gopis started talking about all these authorities. So Kanhaiya was standing there, very nervous, shivering. So Sri Maharaji goes to Krishna and in the ears of Sri Krishna says, look, listen to me. say exactly what I'm trying to tell you to say, what I'm telling you to say. Just say you are an astrologer and you have come here asking for dan with all right and authority as astrologers ask, because they are not Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Astrologers are astrologers. They are fortune readers. They tell you they tell you about your astrological charts, etc. And a lot of astrologers do a lot of wrong in the society. You all know they fool us by saying that there's Shani Graha on you and there's Rahu Graha on you. These planetary systems are not right for you. They are negative. They have negative influence on you at this time, etc., etc. So that's why Maharaj has put in this line here, but I don't have that kind of time to explain to you the philosophical aspect of it in detail, but I've just mentioned it. So oh Krishna, you just say that you are demanding with authority, not begging as a beggar for some yogurt in alms. And this is because you've got the right as an astrologer, because you can read in this gopi that there are negative planetary influences going on at this time. And soon she will have to suffer a lot and go through lots of pain and miseries in her lives. So she better give some dan. And if she gives the dan, she'll be saved from it. So Kanhaiya said this. Word to word he said to the gopi. He said, Gopi, look Gopi ji, listen to me. You asking me what authority? No government servant, blah, blah, not. You see, I am an astrologer and I can read that the negative planetary influences are on you at this time. So you better give some dan, some charity to save yourself. And who could be a better personality than me to receive the alms, the charity? So Sri Krishna now is after this gopi. So Sri Maharaji says, oh God, I tried to be on the side of Krishna and help him, but he is now on top of the head of this gopi. Now this poor gopi. So let me go to the gopi now. So Sri Maharaji goes to the gopi and tells the gopi in the gopi's ear that, look gopi, you just say that all the planetary systems are in my favor. When Shyam Sundar is here asking for dan from me, then who could be in a better position than me? And the planetary systems all positive. The planetary systems are only negative. They have bad influence on those people who are not surrendered to God. Got the point? So Sri Maharaji said to the gopi, you say this. So the gopi is saying this. Let's see what the gopi says. Mangat kaiso daan kaanha tum.
Mangat kaiso daan kaanha tum.
Mam kripalu anukul sabai graha. Mam kripalu anukul sabai graha. Jahu jahu gam kahu aan tum. Jahu gam kahu aan kaan tum. Jahu gam kahu aan kaan tum.
Jahu gam kahu aan kaanha tum.
So the gopi says to Krishna, you can go to any other village and ask for alms. My planetary influences are all favorable, all positive. I'm absolutely all right. So you go ahead and ask for alms somewhere else, in some other gaon, in some other village. Now, Krishna has only two options left. Either to take back all his words and say, right, I'm a beggar, and I'm humbly begging for your good, or fight with the gopi, snatch, rob her off, break the pot. If he breaks the pot, both of them will be losers. Because the yogurt will be gone, the pot would be gone, the gopi would be a loser, and Kanhaiya will also not get anything. And if Kanhaiya's bhagya, good fortune, fate is good, he'll get it. If the gopi is good fate, she'll get it. So what will happen? Let's leave this for the future. Bolye Krishna Kanhaiya ki, Gopi Jana Vallabh Shyam ki, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. एक बार बोलिए जगत गुरु श्री कृपालु जी महाप्रभु की